welcome to the Action Fight League live at Gulfstream Park. We've got a great night of fights on hand tonight, from kickboxing to Muay Thai and, of course, mixed martial arts action, including not one, but two championships to be decided tonight, both in the lightweight divisions in Muay Thai as well as MMA. We're going to get the action started tonight with some youth kickboxing in the 120-pound division. Let's first welcome to the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Christian Mohan.
Oh, let the 24s spin. Christian Mohan making their way to the cage. Here we have youth kickboxing. Welcome, fight fans, to the beautiful King of Sport room here at Gulfstream Park Casino and Racetrack. I, of course, am the official, unofficial voice of combat sports action. Blake Bowman coming to you live. My counterpart this evening will be Blake Chadwick in the cage, pulling double duty. Youth kickboxing. We have quite a card tonight: youth kickboxing, adult Muay Thai, some MMA for you. So a little bit of everything for everybody. Got a nice, tight little 4-hour window there before you guys get to go watch those bums in New York kind of do their thing with the UFC or whatever it's called. Thank you so much for joining us for the real prelims. Now, I don't really have a record. Obviously, a debut out of ATT Wolfpack. There we see Roger Kral, who has been a mainstay in South Florida mixed martial arts since before I ever moved down here. Long time a karate black belt owner and operator and head coach at the Wolfpack in Sunrise, Florida. I expect Christian Mohan to be very, very well trained with an excellent kicking game. Very enjoyable to watch the kids get it done.
And now we welcome to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Ronald Rodriguez.
Now, Ronald Rodriguez also making his debut here tonight out of Padrino MMA. Padrino, that sounds familiar. Why so? Because that guy right there talking to Chuck, that's Padrino. So he's actually working the show. He's a referee. He's an official here. So not even cornering his actual fighter. There we see, of course, Bad Grandpa Chuck Eisenbice, a longtime legend in the Philadelphia boxing community, worldwide boxing community for that matter. Trains a lot of mixed martial arts fighters, a lot of heavy hitters in the MMA world. Tonight, taping hands, working cuts, applying grease. Always good to have Chuckles on hand. Opening tonight, again, with youth kickboxing, 120-pound weight limit. Both these guys, I believe, are underneath that by a bit. ATT Wolfpack, Padrino MMA, that's a matchup you don't see a whole lot, but two people that are very, very big on the South Florida scene, two teams, as it were. Again, Christian Mohan, Ronald Rodriguez, both making their debuts. I don't think either one has a driver's license, if we're being honest, but they don't got to drive, they just got to fight. Again, great night of action coming to you here from the combat capital of the United States, if and you ask me, and they may call Las Vegas Fight City, but I call South Florida the place where the dirt gets done. Let's see. And we have Ray Ramos calling the action tonight, one of the best referees on the scene. So experience well past his
Fight fans, your opening bout of Action Fight League live at Gulfstream Park is brought to you by Billionaires Row and is a 120-pound catchweight youth kickboxing bout set with 3 90-second rounds of action. Introducing first, to my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands at 5 feet, 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 117.8 pounds, making his amateur kickboxing debut and fighting out of American Top Team Wolfpack and Coral Springs, Florida, Christian Mohan. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 5 feet, 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 121 pounds. He's also making his amateur kickboxing debut and fighting out of Padrino MMA and Miami, Florida, Ronald Rodriguez. The referee assigned to this fight, Ray Ramos.
Ray Ramos getting the last minute instructions. Again, 3 90-second rounds here for the youth kickboxing. Christian Mohan versus Ronald Rodriguez. Hey, there's Blake Chadwick, no longer flying solo. Got my guy Chadwick riding shotgun. Blake Chadwick, excellent job with the introduction here.
Thank you, sir. The Blakes back in action here tonight at the Action Fight League live in Gulfstream Park at the Sport of Kings Room. Blake, great way to set the pace tonight with a couple of youths in their amateur kickboxing debut.
Would you say the two Utes have established round number one here?
They're certainly looking to get scrappy tonight. A lot of thunder and power inside that cage. You have to expect them to leave it all inside tonight. As these guys here, still a little raw, rough around the edges, but again, making their debut, lot to prove.
And they are also under 18. Now we see Christian Mohan out of HT Wolfpack looking to take control of the center of the cage more often than not. Some good giving and getting out of both guys here so far.
And again, with them being under 18 years old, 90-second rounds instead of the traditional 2-minute rounds, so a lot more action packed into that 90 seconds.
Yeah, well, it is Action Fight League, so what would you expect here? Again, from Gulfstream Park there you see on the, nice right hand over the top from Rodriguez.
Ronald Rodriguez has not fought in a few years, of course, training under Padrino, one of our officials tonight. See how he's able to fare inside the cage. Certainly looking pretty sharp there with that combination.
Yeah, good hands there on the inside from Rodriguez. Again, Christian Mohan out of ATT Wolfpacker, Roger Crawl, longtime student. Should be looking to establish the range, do some more kicks, but these guys are pretty happy boxing. A couple leg kicks have been about it.
Tail of the tape pretty even here, 5'3" to 5'2". Mohan, very slight height advantage, and Ronald Rodriguez about a 3-pound weight advantage coming in here. But in terms of experience at an even keel, and as we're heading to our
nice right hand
end of our first 90 seconds here, Blake, very active first round.
Indeed it is. Nice right hand on the break there and a good jab getting from Rodriguez as well. And I think that was the time they may want to put some more oomph on that bell.
So that's the end of our first frame here. Again, 3 90-second rounds of action. Blake, what did you see here in round number 1?
I saw a lot of action. Like I said, I'd love to see more kicks out of either guy. Mohan was working a little bit on down low, but good boxing on the inside. Good boxing from Rodriguez as well. He seemed to be getting the better of the hand exchanges.
Thank you, sir. The Blake's back in action here tonight at the Action Fight League live in Gulfstream Park.
They certainly look
well
prepared coming into this one.
They're certainly looking to get scrappy tonight. A lot of thunder under 18. Now we see Christian Mohan out of HT Wolfpack looking to take
but Mohan goes for that low leg kick.
Yeah, all the kicks were thrown, I believe, and definitely all the kicks were landed by Mohan in that round.
Rodriguez looks like he caught Mohan with a right there.
He had a couple good right hands on the exchange. There was another one, on the inside, and he landed another one within that same exchange. So the right hand and the left hook for Rodriguez working very well.
And Blake Bowman, from my vantage point here, it seems like the combination that left-right from Ronald Rodriguez could be his bread and butter as we head in here in round 2.
As it would be for most people, the basics are what work the longest, and they work for the youngest. So a left-hand lead with a right hand behind it would be probably the first combination you put together.
Referee Ray Ramos gets the action started here in our second 90-second frame of this fight.
Very rarely is Ray Ramos the tallest guy in the cage.
That's an excellent point as well. As Christian Mohan, again, trying to remain active here as we begin round number 2. Ronald Rodriguez showing a little bit of patience right there, Blake.
He is. And both guys are probing their range very well. I think that Rodriguez has a little bit of a reach advantage, but the leg kicks are paying dividends. Mohan needs to work more on the inside when he lands that leg kick.
It seems like Mohan favoring the leg kicks. Rodriguez trying to stick with the boxing.
There was the 1-2 you mentioned again, and some nice right hand work for
Looks like he might have landed an uppercut right there, potentially. And Mohan staggered a bit right there as Ronald Rodriguez starting to float a little bit in there.
Neither guy a big fan of their headgear. Most people aren't. Yeah, good right hand is landing a lot for Rodriguez. I'd love to see Mohan land that leg kick, and when he freezes Rodriguez, get some hands off.
As Rodriguez starting to feel more and more comfortable inside that cage. Again, has not fought in nearly 3 years. But he's putting some pressure on Christian Mohan right now.
When he fought last time?
Nice combination attempt
by
Mohan.
Good roll from Rodriguez. Good boxing here from Rodriguez.
As Rodriguez certainly looks like he's been in there before on a boxing front.
Yeah.
Catches him with a jab.
Yeah, he's blading a lot, so he definitely has some boxing experience. I can see from Rodriguez. He's definitely turning that left hip in even more than you would normally see in a striking competition.
And you see Mohan here trying to remain active. Rodriguez picking his spots a bit more. The action intensifying here in our final 10 seconds of round number 2.
Yeah, and the more that Rodriguez picks his shots, the more they're landing. Got a good understanding of his distance there.
Rodriguez does catch Mohan on the cheek, it appears, to close out round number 2. Blake Bowman, let's take a look here at some of our action from our previous 90 seconds.
Yeah, that was a leg kick from Rodriguez. Answers back, but again, the counter punching specifically from Rodriguez on the inside is very, very good. I like it a lot. And the 1-2, as you mentioned, from the outside, very long, landing a lot, and this round did a lot better job of getting out of the way of the counters.
And to your counter punch point, Blake, it again looks slow. Even though both men are in their amateur kickboxing debut, We do see a little bit more experience, it seems like, from Rodriguez.
Absolutely. He just seems to be a little more calm, and he seems to be one step ahead. That would come almost specifically from experience. I've always said you can't plug the matrix plug in the back of your head and download experience. It's the one thing that you can't just pick up. You have to get it the old-fashioned way. And it would appear that Rodriguez has done exactly that.
And as we head into our final 90 seconds here, Blake, haven't seen any potential knockouts or even knockdowns in this fight thus far. But as we head into our final frame, what does each fighter need to do to potentially sway the judges?
Sway the judges, I think that Rodriguez should continue doing exactly what he's been doing, landing on the outside and then being patient with his counters. He's doing a very good job of getting out of the way of Mohan's counter shots of his own. I would say that Mohan wants to get inside and cut the cage off and take away the lateral and in and out movement.
Cage doors are locked and the action begins here in our final frame.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're Mohan, you don't have your back to the cage. You want to have his back to the cage, take away the ability to fade out of the way of the shots. But Rodriguez doing work, man.
And it looks like Rodriguez here, as this fight wears on, the stronger and more intensifying his action gets.
Oh, good. Leg kick, right hand.
Nice combination put together right there as Rodriguez really starting to come together in this final frame here as we head towards our final 60 seconds. Ronald Rodriguez really looking to make a statement to these judges.
That's the first time that Ray Ramos has stepped in and separated them. They've been very good about fighting clean on the inside and getting out.
Rodriguez once again catches Christian Mohan right there.
Good right hand from Mohan, but that Rodriguez right hand has been the story of this fight, if you ask me.
Mohan has not had a real answer for that right hand of Ronald Rodriguez.
No, Rodriguez good at getting out of the way. He hits you and he ain't there when you throw back. That's the dream, right? Coach Howard always said anybody can hit somebody, but not getting hit is the question.
And Mohan continuing to try to push forward here, but Ronald Rodriguez with a series of combinations, mixing up his offensive attack, continuing to keep Mohan guessing.
Yeah, Mohan's got 30 seconds to make something big happen here. He needs a knockdown at least to take a 10-8 here. But I really feel like Rodriguez has this gift wrapped, and that right hand has been money. He's kind of sitting back on the bicycle here, looking to clinch, tire him out. I think he knows that he's got this one wrapped up.
Great job by Rodriguez to slow down the offensive momentum of Christian Mohan in the final seconds here of round number 3 as we're set to head to the judges' scorecards. And Ronald Rodriguez in his amateur kickboxing debut, as we're going past the time here, a few extra seconds involved, but Ronald Rodriguez in his amateur kickboxing debut, incredible performance.
The timekeeper loved it as much as we did. Let him keep going a couple extra seconds. Yeah, beautiful fight from both guys. It was a puzzle that unfortunately 90 seconds was not enough time for Mohan to figure out.
So as we head to the judges' scores.
Oh, man, that was a good right hand. And see how he got out of the way there? That was the key. He landed, and he was gone.
And Ronald Rodriguez continued to put the pressure on as we completed that third round. I'm going to go ahead and get those judges' scorecard as the action begins here for the Action Fight League in Gulfstream Park.
Yes, indeed he do. And as you see there, like a cat burglar, a thief in the night, Rodriguez doing damage and not taking damage. That is the dream. Mohan absolutely landed some good shots. He knows what he's good at. Leg kicks were very good. Some good striking on the inside as well from Mohan, but once Rodriguez really figured out his range, he was not open for a whole lot counters after that first round. I kind of got to give that one, I believe, all 3. First one was close, but I give all 3 to Rodriguez. Nobody asked me. Judges here tonight, of course, are better than judges you see on most pay-per-view events, amazingly enough. But there are people that spend their entire lives within the sports that mixed martial arts, not friends of somebody else. Oh, Chadwick's got a decision already. Let's go ahead and make it official, bud.
After 3 hard-fought rounds of action, we go to the judges' scores. All 3 judges saw this fight the same. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Ronald Rodriguez.
As I said, no major surprise there. That's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Ronald Rodriguez had a little bit of reach and turned into a lot of reach, doing the work and landing shots and not getting hit back. That is the recipe for success.